Keto peeps, we need to talk. This is very serious, so I need you to listen carefully. Are you ready? Maybe you should sit down for a second. Stop over baking your keto cakes. Stop it! Stop it! Stop over baking those cakes! All kidding aside, we do need to discuss this. I know it might sound a little obnoxious for me to say this, but my keto cake recipes are never dry. So if you're following the recipe to the letter and you are finding it dry, it probably got overbaked. So today I'm going to give you all my tips, tricks, and best advice for quitting this nasty habit. The first and most important rule is ignore your clock. Okay, don't ignore it completely, but don't quite trust it either. Bake times and recipes are only ever meant as a rough guide, not a hard and fast rule. This is because so many other factors can affect the cakes as they're baking. See this cake? Nice and moist, delicious. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, except it's not so secret because I've told a lot of people. Even with my own recipes I have made over and over and I know by heart, I set the timer for 5 to 10 minutes less than I think it should take. That way I can check on it frequently towards the end. Another thing you don't want to trust completely is your oven. The reason is no two ovens are exactly alike. They all bake a little differently. Some run a little hot, some run a little cold, some have hot spots on either side. The best way to know what your oven is doing is to get an internal oven thermometer. They're pretty cheap. This costs $7. You just hang it right in there and it will tell you when it actually reaches temperature. So what other factors can affect your bake time? Well, consider your bakeware. This pan happens to be made of very lightweight aluminum and it bakes quite quickly. But I also have pans that are made a little more heavy duty and have a nonstick coating and they bake a little slower. So I took this one out of the oven before I took this one out. Now, of course, your ingredients matter too, and I've talked at great length about how different keto flours and different keto sweeteners work. But even ingredients you might not consider can make a difference. Take, for example, cocoa powder. There are different kinds of cocoa powder. There's natural versus Dutch process. That can make a difference. And even different brands can be a little more dry than another brand. Now, it may sound crazy, but even the temperature and the humidity in your house can make a difference to your bake time. So if all of these things make a difference and you can't trust your clock, what can you trust? Well, in part you can trust your eyes, but your most important tool is your sense of touch. While your cake is baking, carefully reach into the oven and gently touch the top. If it feels wet, it's definitely not done. If it feels just firm but there's some sponginess underneath, it's almost done. But the minute it feels firm to the touch and bounces back when you touch it, it's done, so get it out of the oven. Don't wait, don't hesitate. Don't give it another minute, don't give it another 30 seconds. Get it out and let it start to cool, because it will continue to bake slightly out of the oven as it sits. So class, the key takeaway here is trust your senses, not your watch. A good recipe should have visual and tactile cues written right into it, so look for those and trust them. For great tips like these and so much more, grab a copy of The Ultimate Guide to Keto Baking. It has all my best advice, plus over 150 great recipes. Class is dismissed. Now go bake a cake.